All right, so today's class is dedicated to the idea, the concept of saucha. What is saucha? Saucha translates to cleanliness. I like to say saucha is the path of purification or purification of the mind. So basically, you've got this 8-limbed tree of yoga, 8-limbed tree. And there's the first limb, the yamas, the second limb, the niyamas. Saucha is part of the niyamas. So all you need to know right now is that the niyamas are they're the personal observances. It's like how you take care of your body, your mind, your spirit. So that saucha works right in there because saucha is about keeping your environment clean. It's like keeping our studio clean, keeping our home clean, exterior of your home clean. It's keeping your body clean. It's keeping your mind clear, clean. And this all happens with the yoga practice, keeping your heart clean, clear. So however that means to you. So I have a few ideas. Saucha is path of purification for the environment, for your body, because it is a personal practice, right? For your thoughts, for your mind. And one of the ways you can do this is through keeping the meditative mind as we're practicing gratitude. That helps to purify the heart. Anyway, and then as we actually practice our yoga today, we're looking at poses like there's poses in threes, but it's always going to be strength, flexibility, and balance. Okay, so when I said balance, how many of you looked at the door and thought about making a dash? No, I hope not. Yeah, and then we have Don raised his hand. Okay, so we're going to come up to standing. Okay, and what you'll see is, let me just move this a little bit. What you'll see is that I have come up with a yoga practice, something that is really good for balance. And if this works for you, especially you, Don, since you put your hand up, is there something we're going to do today that will speak to you that you're like, oh, I should practice this more often? And what you're going to do in studio, go ahead and take your mat long ways like mine. It'll be helpful. Trying to fix the screen. Okay. So it's kind of funny. It goes like this. Yep. Thank you. So you go wide and your hands are wide. And at first, just gotta, it's pretty simple. You're going to go side. Don't even think about rules or what we're trying to do here. It's kind of funny. But if your balance isn't so good, it gives you a little confidence. All right. Stop for a moment. Lower your arms. Look at your feet. They shouldn't be pointing out. They're pointing forward. Your knees are going to stay straight. And so you're not bending. And then what we're going to do slowly is slow it down. And when you come up, you're really lifting your leg. And so really, the faster you go, the more it's about momentum. It's all right. And then the more confident you get, you could pause and hold. Okay. And what you'll feel is the standing legs glute working and the lifting leg, the outer hip working. Okay. So that's the first exercise. And then you just kind of come to your center and then let's come to a squat. So you can drop your, you can go part way into it or come all the way into it and just start to stretch into your back, maybe shifting side to side. And then we'll come up again. And then this next one goes like this. It's like a march. And again, it's like all levels, right? So you can march, which is fairly simple. Still haven't gotten this right. Okay. And then, but also, and you are trying to keep your leg up as high as your hip. And I'm trying not to go like lean. I want to be more or less straight. When my left leg comes up, my right arm comes up. That's the challenge. And then the slower you go, the more you're asking yourself to balance. And it's just skill building. I think balance is a skill. It's something that we don't think about until we start losing balance. So we're like, whoa, wait a minute. Well, what's that all about? And so if you're there, if you're like, oh, my balance isn't what it used to be, then you start practicing these. Okay. One more on each side. Okay, and then you release. So the next one is kind of it's like if you got pulled over for a DUI. You're gonna walk the tightrope. Okay, hopefully no one's ever done that. All right, so basically you don't have to have your strap. I just want to show this. Ooh, I'm not even sure it'll show online because it's like the strap is the same color almost as the mat. So basically I'm on one line. Those in class, we've got a hardwood floor and there's slabs, like there's these nice slats, I could say. And so basically what you're going to do, you're going to start at the back end of your mat, you're looking straight ahead. You can look down first. You bring one foot in front of the other, but I want my right foot came first. I want my heel to touch my left toes. I want my left heel to touch my right toes. And then, I'm going to continue by looking forward. And the arms are like in a W position. And yep. And then once you're at the other end of your mat, now you're going to walk backwards. Oh yeah. Carrying you just in time. So foot, toe touches heel. I don't want any space between the feet. So you're going back. Now guess what? With the strap, it's a little easier if you put a strap down because you can feel the strap. You're not seeing it, you can feel it, right? And then once you've done it a few times on your mat, if you're confident enough, then, and if you have the strap, you can just move it out of the way if you feel confident enough. And then I'm going to move this so I can still be on straight. I'm going to use, and if you have a wood floor at home, cool, because then you really have these lines. I'm just going to fit in and I'm watching it first, but then I'm going to say, no, I'm not looking down. So those of you in studio, try off your mat and you're just walking. And I want you to really stand upright, engage your core. And again, I'm not perfect at this. I think it should be easier than this. When I look down, I think, why am I off the slat? Why am I off that wooden line? Okay. But anyways, this is really, it's kind of basic and yet it's really, really good to do. If your balance is great, you don't have to do it all the time. If your balance is on the weak side, do it all the time. Practice it every day. Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that, it's so interesting. So I had an interesting story about a guy who got pulled over and because he was reaching for something and he kind of swerved a little bit on the road and he got pulled over immediately and they made him do this test and he had not had a thing to drink, but his balance is horrible. And so he was really nervous and they said, oh, we're going to have you, do the test. No, stand up. Can you come out your car? And he was shaking because he was so nervous because his balance is terrible. And so he didn't do very well. And then they did the breath test and the cop said, if I didn't know any better, I would have said you had a couple drinks in you. He said, no, my balance is just horrible. And I got really nervous and I got shaky. So anyways, yeah.
On the other hand, I got pulled over once after one glass of wine, but I was talking to a friend. So I was distracted. I was driving too slow. Oh. And they made me do the thing, but I had good balance.
Oh, and it worked
You're not going to get me.
It worked in Willow's favor because she actually did have a little glass of wine, but her balance is really good. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's good. So he got off the hook, you got off the hook. There you go. And then go ahead and come on up. All right. So we're coming to a seated position. And I think those of you in class, like we put our mats long ways like mine, we'll just see how that works. Hi, Sadie. And remember, there's strength, flexibility, balance. So we're going to start out with the strength, and it's, I'm thinking it could be tabletop, it could be reverse plank. So let's just see how you do with this. It really depends on your wrist. So you squeeze shoulder blades in, yep, and then you push up. I think a lot of this, yes, your shoulders, your hands need to be able to handle this, but a lot of this has to do with how you set it up. We're going to come out and release, roll out your wrists. So again, if it doesn't work for you, you're doing bridge or tabletop. So we're going to set it up again. Feet are together, elbows kind of bend. Initially, you're going to squeeze shoulder blades together, fingertips pointing towards you, not at your sides, but behind you. Breathe in, lift your heart. And then exhale, press up and lift, tilting your head back. Good, and then coming out. So that's strength, really. And then you're gonna reach your arms up, extend, and now you have Paschimottanasana. So you're reaching for your feet and you're lowering your head. So from time to time, you're going to extend, maybe some of you have a mirror handy. You can see, can I extend my back? And then fold forward again. So stretching your calves, your hamstrings, obvious, your back, and breathe. And then you reach up. So now you'll see how the strength and flexibility come together. So we're actually, for balance, I would like to come to plank because it's side plank. So we come into our side plank and some of you might have to have one knee down. And if that's the case, to work with balance, you would take your foot up. If you can work with your legs extended, feet side by side or feet stacked, then that becomes the balance right there. Yep. And breathe. Nice. Deep breath in. Exhale. One more breath in. Exhale. So we lower, we come out, and just go ahead and roll out the wrists. Wrists. All right, and we have another side. So instead of reverse plank, this time we're going to do boat Navasana. So it's strength. So as you come into the pose, because we have to do the other side of the plank, right? So you come into it, you could kind of test the waters, holding, bending, holding, and then maybe you can let your arms go and extend and breathe. Take a breath in. Exhale through the mouth. Yeah, breath in. Exhale through the mouth. Good. And we come out. We reach the arms up. Paschimottanasana. Reach up high and then come forward. And when you come forward, you're reaching for your feet. Use a strap if you can't reach your feet. Thanks. Yeah. Stretching your back, pushing out through the heels from time to time, elongate, and then fold in again. Good, and then we have a second side of side plank. So we come up and remember, if you have a knee down, it's fine to take one leg up. I like doing that one. It's definitely got some balance challenge in it. Or feet are side by side or feet are stacked. And there you go. And breathe. Legs pressing in towards center line. Nice. And then release. And from here, we'll come to child's pose. You could curl toes under, lower your head, stretching through. And fingertips moving forward. Breath in. And exhale. Oh. And let's go ahead and we'll make our way up to standing again. And once to standing, I'm going to say those in studio, you can move your mats the original way. Mostly I wanted the mats that way for the, what will we call that? I don't know, the teeter-totter walk. All righty. So we're starting out, we've got warrior one, a twist and a balance. And I would say, let's start at the front end of the mat. And then right leg comes up, right foot steps back, strength. So if your heel is up, you can really square your pelvis perfectly almost. And then when the heel comes down, oh, you got to work at squaring. Notice if you're pitched forward, can you be upright and take your arms up into the air. And breathe. You can have palms together or palms apart. As soon as I brought my arms apart, I feel like I could draw my shoulder blades down the back. The pose is, it's strength, it's about stamina. Yes, there's a twist. So we're going to come down and then bring your right hand down. You can always have a block. Remember, this is a multi-level class where your hand is down on the mat. Back heel is up and you twist to the left. If you want to go deeper, you bring your back knee down, right arm, right elbow across the left knee, and then you have prayer balance. Your back knee could be up or back knee down and twist. Good. And then we come out. And from here, you're going to bring your right foot forward. You're at the front end of your mat. And the same right leg comes up to tree. The leg that was back comes up into tree. Right foot comes up. And then hands are to heart. And hands are hovering up above your head. And arms coming up into the air, and then you could separate the arms. And breathing. And then hands are right to heart center. And between sides, we're going to come to a forward bend. You could walk or step back to plank position, or jump back. I'm going to do a little jump back, plank. And then we're going to do Chaturanga Dandasana. So maybe your knees are down. It's a yoga push down. Maybe your legs are straight, but you're going to come onto your belly and your elbows are pretty close in. I'm moving my blocks because my head actually moves forward on this as I come down. And then once down, you could be onto your elbows. You could extend. And some of you will come right into Cobra. So hands alongside chest and you press up. Good. And breathe. Moving your head up, down, articulating, moving into your back, lower. Press back, child's pose. Take a moment here. Reaching back. Downward facing dog. And then we'll walk to the front end of the mat. So another forward fold. To get weight off your wrist, you can take your hands to your elbows. That's kind of nice on the wrist and let yourself hang. And then soften the knees, sweep the arms out to the sides, coming all the way up. And we have another side to do. So your hands are to heart center. And then your left leg comes up into the air. And left leg steps back. You're on a double track, not the heel to toe test one. Okay, so, and then your pelvis squared, hands to heart. It's kind of like helps to settle the heart. Remember that saucha of the mind, purification, cleanse the mind of extraneous thoughts. Look up, separating the hands, and breathe. Lifting your heart center. So this is more about strength, spirit, stamina, and then we have the twist, which is a lot about stretch. Your left hand can be on the block or right onto the mat. Back heel comes up and twist, reach your right arm up and breathe. And some of you are already coming into prayer balance. You can have your back knee down or up and elbow hooks across the knee and extend and breathe. Yep. And there are ways, like some like to look at the right foot, some look over to the right, some look up towards the ceiling. I tend to look to the right. You're going to come out, your left foot comes forward. You're going to come all the way up to standing, and left foot starts to come up for a tree. So in actuality, like you're bringing strength and flexibility together for balance. My right standing leg has been working. So it's, you know, it's kind of, it's there. It's muscles are turned on and they're warm, and you reach your arms up. Quiet forest in here. A grove of trees. And then release, foot comes down. Coming to a forward fold, we're going to do that flow through again. Well, you know, it's Hatha, so it's done slowly, right? So again, walking or springing back. I'll go ahead and walk back. And then have your feet together. Prepare for Chaturanga. Have your hands a little closer in and think, oh, I'm going to have to move forward as I come down. Elbows move straight back and your chin moves forward and come down. And then from here, press straight up into Cobra or come onto your elbows. Thighs grounded as much as they can be. And breathe. Down, up, look past one shoulder, and look past the other shoulder, up again. And then we'll lower. Then from here, hands and knees push into the mat and come all the way back to child's pose. Stretch out your back, releasing your wrists. And then downward facing dog. Pressing back, stretch. Good, and then you can walk or spring to the front of the mat. Good work. And then reaching the arms up, palms touching, and hands to heart. So then you've got your still at the front end of your mat, and we have warrior two. Okay, so right foot steps back, and there you are in your warrior two. You're shifting, extending the arms. Good. And then as you're here, taking a moment to really reach through the arms and breathe. And I would say out a little more with your legs so that the knee, the ankle directly underneath for support. Beauty. And you're breathing with steadiness. And then we're going to come to a forward fold. And just take a moment here, reaching for your ankles and lowering your head towards the mat. You could go even wider with your feet so you really can reach. And this one's done just a little differently. You're going to come up And just as you are facing in studio facing mirror, or in your at home, just where you're at, you're going to shift to the second side. So your right foot turns out. Extend your arms, coming into Virabhadrasana 2. Notice how the torso wants to shift to the right. Stay center with torso, looking past your right middle finger. And this one I really like for, this is nice when you do have a mirror, because you can see your alignment is so important for your knee. And breathe. Strength. Go ahead and straighten. Feet are squared, and then you have really pure stretch here. Your hands are reaching for your ankles and your head reaching towards the mat. Sometimes you go a little wider if that works for you, like wider stance, and then your head might come down more readily. See how that works for you. And then come on up, press up, and we'll step once again to the front of the mat. The balance is eagle. So you stand for a moment, and let's just say if eagle's really hard for you, the modification is I take one ankle over the other. I don't mind, you can do left or right. I'll do my right first. So then your right leg, your right will cross over the other, it wraps. And then left arm, your left arm wraps over the other. And there you are, eagle. The tighter wound you are, the better your balance. And maybe you can hunker down a little bit. And come out. And stand for a moment in mountain, hands to heart center, breathe in. Exhale, feet a little apart so you can start to bend the knees. Shift your weight towards your standing leg. You can always start out and say, okay, I'm in that modification, maybe that you like to go there, or you go directly into wrapping. Left leg over the other, right arm over the other. Yep. It's a tricky pose. And the legs have to work, so you can see how it's like, it's a blend of what we just did. It's a blend of strength. It's a blend of flexibility. That's really key to balance. And then we'll unfold. And sometimes I think that when balance isn't so good, it might mean a loss of some muscle. So, so getting strong, maintaining strength will help. It's not always that though. Sometimes it's injuries, sometimes it's hip joints, and there are lots of reasons. Okay, and then we've got chair. Alrighty, so chair, Utkatasana. So you're at the front end of your mat, you're gonna drop down. Oh, we're back to strength. And we're building the strength. Legs are strong, extending. Down a little more. Why not? Let's add a twist to your strong pose. So elbow to knee, palms together. There's a prayer balance twist. Some of you can go deeper. It means your lower arm extends to the floor, but yeah, that's it, Karen. It's like hooked to the outside knee, top arm up. And then, oh, let's straighten the legs. Straighten, reach up, arch back. And once again, down and extending into your chair. And second side. So there's a modified twist. There's more of the elbows. You want to keep your knees lined up, or elbow cross knee, palms in prayer, and some can extend and breathe. And then coming out, straightening the weary legs. And guess what? That paved the road for the deepest forward bend ever. Okay, so Uttanasana. So let's do both ways. One is with a block in place, which I really like because it teaches us to engage the inner thighs, but also to use Mulad Bandha root lock, like your pelvic floor muscles, you engage them. And then you come forward, and it's kind of like, it's layers of the yoga practice. It's just deepening your yoga practice to engage the inner thighs when most of us are thinking about hamstrings, right? And to engage your pelvic floor muscles, to come forward, to engage your quads so that the whole length of the legs feel like they have some support and they don't feel so vulnerable or so afraid to release. Stretch your back, breath in, exhale. Maybe your hands are flat on the floor. Who knows? Maybe they're on shin bones, blocks, maybe fingertips down or palms. My guess is that the way we're working, your hands, most likely your hands aren't down. Yep. See that, Sadie? Okay, and then you're going to bend the knees, come on up. We'll do one more. Just reach your arms up. You can interlace fingers, reach arms up. Block or no block. I'm going to do one without block. So my feet this time will come together, and I'll push my thighs back, and there's another forward bend. Maybe you really like having the block. It's a prop, you know, and if it works for you, do it. Have it. If you can, when you come to your forward bend, can your hands, instead of in front of your feet this time, can they be alongside your toes, fingertips and toes in alignment? And if you could go there, I'm going to ask you to turn your hand around. So now your fingertips are pointing to the wall behind you. Yep. So if you're tight, a little tighter, your fingertips are touching. If you're more limber, your hands touching. Who knows? And maybe you got your blocks and you're like, okay, I can do it with my blocks. And you're going to walk your hands back. Just try to walk your fingertips back. And soften the knees. Ooh, Uttanasana. Taking a moment, hands to heart center. And yes, a balance. How are we doing with this? Strength, flexibility, balance. So maybe you're fine going da, 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 stretching your leg out to the side, and then some need a block, some need a wall, okay? Not a block, a strap. Here's what I say. If you're using a strap, you want to loop your foot in, but here's what I always say. A lot of people use a strap on this. Instead of going from here to there, you bend and you pause and you engage your core. And then, oh yeah, some are making a loop for the foot. That might work better. And then when you've got the green light, then you're like, okay, I feel steady, I'm here, and then you extend. The free arm is like a lever, or it's helping you. It's a balance beam.
Is it kind of a 45-degree angle? Not straight out to the side.
Exactly. It's not straight out to the side. It's usually forward, and then I can show that from the side. So if I'm at the side, doesn't work so well for me, for most of us. So it's more of a 45-degree angle, I would say. Yep. All right. Time to come out. Unless you just got it. Okay. Pause for a moment, relax, breathe. And in your mind's eye, I want you to see yourself doing the other side perfectly. And it helps, the visualization, you know, just see yourself. And then we'll loop the other foot. So if you're doing it hand to foot, the same thing. You pause until you feel like you're ready for takeoff. Okay. Same hand holding the strap of the same foot looped. Other arm is free. And then when you feel ready, wow, Tona, I see you, you reach. So yeah, the leg might be more forward than out. Great. Let's come on out. Ooh, those are intense. Yep. Okay. So yeah, I want to do this next one. Believe it or not, I really like this next one. Is like of the ones we're doing, maybe one of my favorites. I don't know. So if you, you know what it is, it's horse. So when you come into horse, most of us go into horse and we have good intentions, and then we come forward. So one way of practicing, if you have a wall space, and those of you in class like walking me do this, we won't leave any handprints on the wall. So I have my head to the wall, shoulders, and maybe sometimes just seeing this. So I'm coming straight down and my head and my, everything is like right up against the wall. And so that is helpful to that image, okay? And we're gonna go wide. So you imagine shoulder blades, head to the wall, engage your core, and coming down. I mean, obviously you're gonna have a little arch in your back. That's gonna be pretty normal. Engage your core, and you're in horse. So usually we interlace fingers. I'm just gonna have your hands forward, palms facing each other. Breathe in through the nose. HA sound loud through the mouth. Twice more, stay low. Exhale. So really good at staying upright. One more. Exhale. And press up. So we're going to step to the front of the mat. It seems odd, but this works wonderfully. I'm glad Gio's online. She loves pyramid. Pyramid is next. But that fatigues your legs in a good way. Sort of like your legs say, Uncle, I'll do whatever you want. Okay. All right, Uncle, I'm here. Okay, I give up. All right. So they are ready to go deeper. So right foot forward. Left foot. Hands behind. Or hands in, there's so many ways, right? Or hands in Anjali Mudra, palms together. And you look forward. Pelvis is square. You can see that. You can feel that. Look up. Arch your upper back. And then start to make your way forward. If you have to bend, you bend. But ideally, you're keeping your right knee straight, left heel down. And some of you go to the halfway point and you have to let go and hold blocks. But if you can you remain in the pose of your hands behind your back and your head going towards your right knee. Now release. Maybe you need the blocks, 3 heights to choose from, or your hands are on the mat on either side of your right foot. A lot of people try to go forward of, but you want your hands alongside. Then I try to elongate my spine, taking the rounding out. And breathe. So you can see it's a lot of flexibility in this. All right, so now blocks are going to come in handy because we're going to come forward. So again, maybe you don't need the blocks, but your left leg just came up and maybe you're fine, hands on the mat, okay? And from here, this is your balance. So the balance goes, you're going to bring one hand on shin bone. Ooh, maybe you can do one hand at a time or both hands on your shin bone. Back leg, you can point the toes or flex on this one. I flex. Hands on the blocks. Ooh, let's come to a nice squat. Like this, good again. Drop down and stretch your spine. And breathe. Press on up. Good. Okay, pyramid, second one. All right, So left foot is forward, right foot is back. You determine how would you like to work with your hands. I'll do the mudra on Jolly Mudra. It's the offering. Jolly is an offering. Oh, you lift, what do you offer to humanity? What do you offer to your heart? What do you offer to the world? And then starting to come forward. If possible, left leg is straight. Back heel is down. Look at your toes, they should be relaxed. And then bring your head towards your knee or to your knee. And breathe. Bring your hands down on blocks or on the mat. And then try to extend your back without straining your neck. And then from here, we're going to walk forward. So your hands walk forward, then your right leg can come up into the air. This is where a lot of us need blocks. Your hands are down, fingertips down for me. And we'll see, can you bring one hand on the shin bone? Maybe that's it for you. Or both hands on shin bone, extending your back a little more. You look like a letter T. Breathe. Your gaze is to the floor. Good. And then begin to bend your knee lower. Ooh, we survived that, didn't we? And hands are to heart center and breathe. So yeah, so that's a lot of, sort of standing and doing the strength, flexibility, balance. We're coming down, yay. Coming right to sitting. I'll guide you here. Oh, it feels good to sit, doesn't it? Come forward and stretch your outer hips, inner thighs as you reach forward. Some have a block, some just reach forward. Relax the back of your neck. And then reverse and come forward. Good. So we've got the Brahmadi hum is what we're going to do. And Brahmadi hum, it's an interesting one. So what can I say in a nutshell? Some call it the bumblebee breath, the drone breath. It's a humming breath. And basically it sounds like this. And it's loud. And your mouth is closed. It's a humming. You feel that reverberation in your head. And really, it is nasal breathing. Doesn't seem like it, but it is. We're going to do twice. And what you're going to do, don't do it just yet. You close off your ears. And then you really hear yourself, the vibration. And then later on, I'll talk about why we do it. While you're doing it, two of them, you could uncover your ears and you can hear me if you're at home. If you're in the studio, you hear everyone in the studio, and then you close your ears again. Okay, so for the most part, your ears are covered. Do two. Some might end early. You're going to lie on your back and you're going to start pulling knees into chest, and then I'll guide you from there. So breathe in. done, come to lying on your backs. Pulling both knees into chest, rock, side, side. Keep hugging right knee to chest, left leg extending to the mat. Good. Left heel touches the mat. The Brahmani hum is like a primordial sound. In one of the creation stories, Hindu creation stories, it is the sound that existed before the earth and the universe came into being. It's that eternal sound. So it's an interesting sound. It's very all-encompassing when you do that. It's supposed to put you in tune, tuning in and putting you in tune with the universe. Let's do the other side. Left knee to chest, right leg extending. That feels so comforting on the back. And then let's go ahead and take the feet wide and windshield wiper, simple, go side, side, release as you go side, side. Let's come up to sitting. Take your strap and make a small loop in your strap, like big enough for a foot. Let's just say. So these next two asanas, what I'm kind of thinking about is, well, 2 or 3. We'll see what we have time for. I have 3 in mind, if time permits. That for the yogis, for the ancient yogis, very, very important. So I'll kind of explain it, just like Brahmani hum is. So let's just do this, where you take hold, you take your arm, let's just say it's your right arm, up into the air like this, and your head wants to come down, and you're pressing, okay? And then let's do another one where, it'll all come together here. It's like piece by piece. Hook your right foot as you're sitting here. The loop is around your right foot. And your right arm is holding, not your left, your right arm holding the loop around your right leg. Later, it's going to be on our backs. And then you take the arm and you bring it behind your back. Bring it behind your back. So you go like this. You can see what I'm doing. So it's right hand, right foot. And you could bend forward and feed your hand more strap and sit upright. So just so you can see it, because you're here, right now, as you're doing, it's probably getting more of a stretch in your shoulder, right? When you come onto your back, or loop, you could try that. Oh, it's Yogi Nidrasana. So you have your hand still behind your head. Is your right hand behind your head. It's pretty cool. Your head is in the air, but it's all relaxed because it's resting on the cradle of your arm. Take your left hand, left hand will hold the right foot, help it out a little bit. And wow, okay, now maybe you can lift your head more and bring your head closer to your foot, you never know. And you made a sling for yourself. This is the sleeping yogi. He or she is in this sweet little cocoon hanging out. It's like a hammock for your neck, for your head. Breathe in, exhale. Good. Will's smiling. Either she's thinking, wow, Fran's really gone off on a limb, or no, this is cool. Okay.
No, I was thinking I'd like to see someone sleep like this.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right.
And then release. Yeah, I know. Was it that comfortable you could fall asleep? Not for me. Okay. And reach up. I mean, it's kind of cool, but I'm not sure I could sleep in that. All right, go ahead and come on up. Let's do the other side. So, yep, you're looping your left foot. Oh yeah, we're not done yet. It's gonna go, there's like another step. So this might be the only one. And so it's a cute thought, right? That the yogi sleeps like this, sort of like vampires sleep upside down or something. So, you know, this is another way. So left hand holding the strap around the left foot, then you bring your arm, you're bringing your arm up, and it's gonna go, oh, sorry. The strap goes in front of the right side of your chest, and your left arm is up in the air. My head wants to come down. I'm going to try to be upright. Yep, you got it. Yep. So left foot looped, left arm behind the head, and that loop is like right across the right side of the chest. Okay, let's come down. Don't let go. Woo, coming down. And then your right hand can help feed a little more strap to the left hand. Right hand can hold the left foot so there's less tension. And then your head, wow, your head can just relax. You just made the yoga hammock. And there you are in Ardha, means half. Ardha Yoga Nidrasana. Sleeping yogi, but they say Ardha because you're just involving one leg. And breathe. I guess, yeah, I guess. Then there's the other one, see, so then you can do the other side. So we are using a strap. Do you think the ancient yogis used a strap? No, not at all. So what you do eventually is you bring your hand towards your foot and then you hold it in place and then you're there. That's why the strap makes it more doable. Come out, release. And once you lower your head, just take your head, bend your knees, take your head side, side. That's the focus, that's the one. There are lots of, you know, there are a lot of other variations, but that I'm satisfied, that's good. So this last one, I will guide you as best I can, and I think you've done this before, it's been a little while. So your right leg crosses over the left. You're gonna stay center line of your mat. Arms are in the air, left wrist on top of right. Palms face each other, you clap, you know you have a good position for your arms. Take your arms up overhead. And then you're basically, you went past your ears, your arms are going to squeeze into the sides of your head. Now, you are going to be a taut rope. You're like the rope that, I don't know, maybe like you're pulling in a tugboat. And, or you're holding a tugboat in, but it's like it's wanting to move away. Anyways, this rope is very taut, that's you, and you're squeezing legs to center line. Pelvic floor muscles involved, glutes are strong, your lower back probably arched, arms pressing in towards each other, whole body taut, and then release, pull knees into chest. And you know that rope is going to be coiled, so you're going to lift your head and you're all coiled up. Oh, so nice. And then you're going to be put to use again. Extend your arms and legs. You're that nice, you are the rope that's maybe attached to a boat or tugging a little tugboat. Okay, and then let's go ahead. Left leg over the other, right wrist over the other. You can clap your hands, palms stay flat against each other. And then bring your arms up overhead. Now, tighten everything, make yourself sinewy. How's that? Isn't that a nice word? And there you are, breathing. And you're going to take your arms way up overhead. You got it. You got it. And there's that tugboat. And then start to tighten your legs, pelvic floor muscles, glutes, arms, lats, everything is tight here in your abdominals, and you're just like you're being stretched to the max for this tugboat. And then release. Woo. And guess what? You just relax your whole body, and then you're being coiled. Ooh, they're coiling you. So you're going to pull knees into chest. Take a deep breath in, and you actually like this coiled position as a rope. You're like, yes, I like this. You're back in, and you're in a cocoon. You roll, bring your head up towards your knees. And then extend your legs. You're going to lie in Shavasana. According to my time, it's about 4 minutes here of relaxation. Some poses feel like chocolate. Some poses feel medicinal. And they're all necessary. They're all valued, valuable. And they all leave you feeling in touch with that idea of saucha, purification, cleanliness. Your mind right now, observe your mind. Maybe that Brahmadi hum is still reverberating in your body, aligning you, aligning your energy. A few more moments of this beautiful stillness. And then we'll go ahead and deepen the breath. Start to move your hands and your feet. And start to roll to one side. Make your way to sitting. And then we'll end our session with an Om. Those of you online, welcome to turn your audio on.